Now it's time for the #1 hardest photo to get at Walt Disney World. Imagine you are barreling down a mountain in a runaway train and you fly into a dark tunnel and you hear this roar coming at you at the end of the tunnel and flashing lights, and you got to take a picture of this monster to your right that appears and disappears in this strobe lighting. And that monster, as you probably can guess by now, is the Yeti in Expedition Everest. This is another shot. It took me numerous trips to get a decent photo. It's dark, you're moving fast, the lights are flashing. I believe being in so-called B mode or disco mode Yeti makes it even tougher because I had the luck to experience the A mode Yeti back in 2007, and the scene is actually lit for you the entire time. This time now, in order to give the monster the appearance of movement, they have the strobe light flashing on him. So from a photographer standpoint, it's actually tougher. So because most of the time the Yeti's in darkness, you got to catch it during the light. Once again, I used high-speed continuous shutter. 5 frames per second is what my A7rii can pull off. This was shot with an 18mm lens at 2.8 and 12,800 ISO. So I basically pointed to the camera, being on the ride numerous times. I knew where the Yeti was going to be. I pointed towards that direction and just started shooting. And I lucked out. I got a shot. This is again 18mm on a full frame camera, so it's pretty wide. I did have to crop down a little bit. You could probably get away with a 24mm and it'll be plenty of room to capture the entire beast in the photo. So there it is. That completes my list. This is the hardest shot, in my opinion, to get at Walt Disney World. I did not include in this list things like long exposure shots, which are technically difficult. You have to know what you're doing. But as far as getting the shot itself, I mean, you can know what you're doing, and it's still hard to get this shot. If you know what you're doing with long exposure, once you set up, it's relatively easy. These are shots that knowing how to take the shot, knowing the settings to put into your camera, it's still a difficult shot to get. So I did not include fireworks and other long exposures in this list. Next, I'm going to do an honorable mention, a shot that is extremely difficult to get because it's of something that most people never even see. It's very dark and you're in a moving vehicle, and of course it's a dark ride, and this is something that's in Spaceship Earth. My honorable mention is up next.